Hello class 8, welcome back to another session of computer class. This is your VIII sir, and today I'll be presenting you the topic different types of charts. Types of charts. So in my last class I have explained you the different elements of charts. Today I'll be presenting you the different types of charts. Let's see how many types of charts are there. Bar chart, line chart, area chart, pie chart, dogmat chart, column chart, XY scatter chart. So these are the 7 different types of charts that I'll be explaining one after another. First is bar chart. A bar chart is used to represent grouped data using a rectangular bar horizontally. Now these are the rectangular bar which is in a horizontal position. So generally in bar chart the bars are shown in the horizontal positions, and the length of this bar depicts the values. So this length of this bar depicts the values which is in XY x-axis. So 20, 40, 60, 80 are the x-axis that is depicting the values. It shows the comparison among different values as horizontal bars. So these are, you can see the plant 1, plant 2 and plant 3 are comparing each other, which is higher and which is the lower. So values representing in x-axis and categories in y-axis. So the values are represented in x-axis, that is the numbers or the values, and in the y-axis it is representing the categories, that is different month of the year. So such as January, February, March, April, May, June, it is depicted in the y-axis. Next is column chart. The column chart is also similar to bar chart. The only difference is that in the x-axis it is representing the categories in the x-axis it is representing the categories, and the y-axis it is showing, you can see the x-axis it is showing the categories, but in bar it was showing the values, whereas in the y-axis it is showing the values. That is the one difference. And the another difference is that the bar that you are seeing is in vertical position. So that is the two differences between bar and column chart. So column chart is a data visualization where each category is represented by a rectangle with the height of the rectangle being proportional to the values being plotted. That means it is in vertical position of the rectangular bars. So column chart, that is why it is known as vertical bar chart. So it is also known as vertical bar charts. It is used to show comparison among different values as vertical column. The values are represented in y-axis and So values are represented in y-axis and in categories is represented in x-axis, just the opposite of bar chart. Each value represented as a vertical column. Pie chart. A pie chart is a type of graph that displays the data in a circular graph. So that is, it is representing in a circular graph. Okay, pie charts are generally used to show percentage or proportional data, and usually the percentage represented by each category is provided next to the corresponding slice. Now these are the slice. This one slice, this another slice, which are represented as percentage. Now in other words, each slice of the pie is relative to the size of that category in the group as a whole. So this is a part of a whole, that is, the slice is representing a part of a whole, and the entire pie, this entire pie is representing 100%. So if you add all this percentage, if you add all this percentage, you will see it is 100% of a whole, while the pie slices represents proportion of the whole, and it is used to compare part to a whole. So now by seeing this, we can understand that this blue color is representing Asia. So Asia is percentage is more in compared to the other continent. Okay, so Asia percentage is more than the other continent. So we can compare the values. So it is used to compare part to a whole, and it helps to divide group into components used to plot only one data series. So this is the function of a pie chart. Next is doughnut chart. Now doughnut chart also is a circular in shape, isn't it? Doughnut chart is also a circular in shape. That means it is similar to pie chart, but the difference is between doughnut and pie chart is that the center part is empty, whereas in pie chart it was not empty. It occupies the entire chart in pie. So doughnut chart is a type of chart in Excel whose functions of visualization is just similar to pie chart. The categories represented in this chart are parts, and together they represent the whole data in a chart. So you can see this is one part of a whole chart. Okay, so this also is representing, like this is a Redmi mobile phone which has say 32%, so which is a little less than the Samsung mobile phone. So I can compare the values also here. So they represent the whole data in the chart. Only the data which are in rows or columns only can be used in creating a doughnut chart in Excel. So pie columns occupies the entire chart, but in doughnut chart the center of the slice, this part, the center of the slice will be cut out and the center of the chart will be empty. The doughnut chart is a built-in type in Excel. Doughnut charts are meant to express part to a whole relationship where all pieces together represent 100%. Now if you add all this percentage, then it will give you 100%, similar to pie chart. Doughnut chart works best when display the data with a small number of categories. Line chart. Now, a line chart is a graph that shows a series of data points connected by straight lines. Now, generally, this type of chart you might have seen in the television while you watch a cricket match. So, in this, you can see after 5 overs which team have scored how much. So, it compares the values. In a graphical object used to represent the data in your Excel spreadsheet, and you can use a line chart when you want to show a trend over time, such as days, month or years. In this case, the time values would be your categories. And the order of your categories, that is time, values, is important. It shows trends in data over a period of time. So generally, line charts are useful when it shows the trends in data over a period of time. Now, if you see in this chart, if you see the blue color represent the desktop, the red color represent the laptops, and the green color represent the tablets. Now, the trend, it shows that the tablets are more in use. When it started, it was just in the month of January, it was just say 10. The purchasing was very less. But you see, at the end of the month of June, it rise to say 90. So you can see the trend for the present time is the tablets, whereas desktop started with 90 and it fall down to say less than 10, that is somewhere it is 5 to 4. So that it shows the trend is of tablets, then of laptops and desktops. So this type of chart is useful when you want to show the trends in data over a period of time. Okay. Next is area chart. The area chart also similar to the line chart. The only thing is that the color is filled in the area chart. See, an area chart represents the change in one or more quantities over a period of time. Now, it is similar to a line graph. In both area chart and line graphs, data points are plotted and then connected by lines segments to show the value of a quantity at several different lines. Area charts are different from line graphs, however, because the area between the x-axis and the line is filled with color. Yes, it is the color that is filled, whereas generally we don't see color filled in line chart. So area charts are good choice to use when you want to show a trend over a time, similar to line chart, but aren't as concerned with showing the exact location. It is, if you see the picture, it will not tell you exactly what is the exact number here. Okay, you have to be very careful while predicting the numbers, but we can tell that during this particular time it fall down, or this particular time the sell was more, in this particular time the sell was the most. So in this way we can predict, but we exactly cannot numerical value, it will be little bit difficult to predict. So it is telling that area charts are good choice to use when you want to show the trend over time, but aren't as concerned with showing exact values. It shows how much different data series contribute to the whole. So that is one area where it is lacking area chart, but it is similar to a line chart. Only thing, the color is filled, but we can still tell that at what particular time it was more or it was less. Next is XY scatter chart. Now scatter means the dots you can see on the graph is not in a proper say in a straight line. It is just here and there the dots are shown. So that's why it's called XY scatter chart. and are typically used for showing and comparing numeric values like scientific, statistical, and engineering data. It displays and compares numeric values. It shows the relationship among the numeric values in several data series. A scatter chart has two value axes. One is the horizontal value axis, that is this, which is showing the values and it is representing temperature. And the next is the vertical axis, y-axis. This is the vertical y-axis. Okay, and these are the dots which are not in a straight line, in a haphazard manner, scattered here and there. So it combines x and y values into a single data points and shows them in irregular intervals or clusters. It is not in regular, it is irregular. The dots are here and there, not in regular interval, and in clusters. Somewhere you see 4 are there, somewhere you see 2 are there. So it is in irregular format or in cluster format. So these are the different types of datas or charts. I hope you have all understood the lesson properly. We will soon meet in our next session. Till then, take care. This is your Avjit sir, signing off.